I didn't think I'd be doing another DOA rant so soon. I know that's the typical YouTuber thing to say of, I didn't think I'd be making a video like this, but Jesus, this update is just... Okay, so let me give a quick background explanation of this update, and then I'll get into why it's so greedy and money hungry. About a week ago, DOA's official Twitter account announced that they were going to be releasing the Gust costumes and hair customization options, specifically hair color, changing hair color. At first, I was pretty excited. That's something people have wanted for a while, so much so that PC players have already modded it into the game. Honestly, it kind of seemed like the devs wanted it for a while, because they flirted around with the idea. In Dead or Alive 5, there were a lot of extravagant hair options that were wildly different from what characters normally had, and then you could switch it back to the original. They kind of messed around with it in Dead or Alive 5, but now in here, it seems like they're finally pulling the trigger and being like, hey, let's just release it. A few days after they announced that, we got more information about it. Each fighter was going to be given 16 hair options. So let me just... There, you got 16. You got 16 hair options. That could be equipped through, as you can see now, the wonderful premium tickets that everyone loves so much. Meaning you would roughly be paying $1 per hair color. Notice how I say roughly $1. That's because you'd technically be paying $2 if you wanted to get one color. Each color costs one premium ticket, but the lowest amount you can purchase is 2 for $2. So you're technically paying $2 if you just want one color. So you better hope you find another color for another character that you want if you pay for this. You may have noticed that I just said something that insinuated buying a color does not buy it for every single character. Hold on to that thought, put a pin in it, we'll come back to that later. Believe it or not, the situation gets even more fucked up than that. So let's use Elena for an example. She's already here. I bought the green hair for her because I wanted to meme and make her look like Palutena. Notice that if I go over to another costume, she has the same hairstyle, and it is also the same color. So anything that uses the braided hairstyle is automatically turned green. Nothing seems too scummy so far, right? I mean, paying $1 for a hair color is kind of mush, but hey, at least I don't have to pay multiple times, right? Specifically, at least I don't have to buy green hair for multiple costumes of Elena. But hold on, because you do have to buy green hair for multiple hairstyles. As you can see, that's the exact same color. It's color 16, it's the exact same color, but this time she has her long hair, and now I would have to pay another ticket if I wanted that. So if you bought a color for a specific hairstyle, so like I did, if you bought it for the side braid, you can't use it on any other hairstyle without having to buy it again. Let's go back to what I said earlier. This means you also cannot put green on any other character. So since I bought green for Elena, let's go to Hanoka. Let's just go with this one. So if I go down to 16, that's the green hair. Can't use it on her either without having to pay for it. You know, I look at that, she kind of looks like Billie Eilish in that. So let's use someone like, I don't know, let's use Lei Feng. I think she has like 4 hairstyles. Yeah, she's got 4 hairstyles. So someone like Lei Feng who has 4 hairstyles, let's say you wanted to buy 2 colors for every hairstyle. You would be spending nearly $10 just to have some tiny semblance of an option or variety. It's just so unnecessarily complicated and greedy. Why not just have it so when you pay for a color, you have it for everybody, or at the very least have it for every hairstyle for that character. So because I bought the green side braid for Elena, why not have it so I can put it on the long hairstyle or the hair ornament or tied with a ribbon? It just, why does it have to be so unnecessarily greedy and money hungry? I have honestly defended DOA on a lot of their choices. A lot of them I probably shouldn't have, looking back on it, but I've always tried to see things from both sides. I've tried to see it from a consumer side and a business side. At the end of the day, they're a business, they got to make money. But I honestly cannot back them up on this one. I mean, this is blatantly money hungry and kind of evil, in my opinion. It seems like such an obvious cash grab. And what pisses me off is that it almost doesn't. It almost doesn't seem like a cash grab. And what I mean by that is, first of all, they took something positive, like hair color, something that people have wanted for a while, and they put it in the game. They listened to the fans. They're like, oh, okay, we'll put that in the game. But we're going to charge you $1 each time to do it per hairstyle. That's one reason I say it's almost not money hungry. But another reason is when I was going through the colors, let's use Lei Feng as an example again. So when I was going through the colors, bam, color 1, I saw the color was white. My immediate first thought was, okay, what does that mean for Christy? Does that mean they're going to duplicate it? Because Christy has naturally cocaine white hair. So I went in there and I was like, okay, what do they have for color 1? And bam, son of a bitch, they actually changed it. They actually thought about that, and they're like, okay, let's not add duplicate colors. Here it has kind of like a white shine to it. It's like black hair with a white shine. So they actually thought about that. And to me, it feels like they kind of gave a shit, at least to a degree, because they could have easily just had a blanket 16 colors across every single character and just not changed it, and Christy could have had 2 white hair options, and that would have made it even worse. But that's what pisses me off the most, is that they actually did give a bit of a shit, and they thought about it, and they changed it so that there wouldn't be any duplicates. Now, for someone like Nico, though, I don't know, because I think it's 12 that looks like it. Yeah, okay. So this one is kind of iffy. So here's hair color 12, and here's what her normal hair looks like. It's like, like, you can notice a difference. Like, this one is a little bit darker. It's more aquamarine. This one's more, like, bright blue. You can kind of notice the difference, but it's, like, it's kind of similar. But that's what really makes me mad about this, is that they thought about something like that, where it's like, oh, well, we don't want a repeat color, so let's bring in some new options. Some characters have Nayu Tengu's shade, where it's, like, black with kind of, like, a bluish purplish hue to it, and then for her, she has a completely different color, since that's her default color. That's what makes me mad, is because so much thought went into it, and then they decided to put in these money hungry microtransactions in afterward. Me personally, there should be no reason why these cost premium tickets. The only thing that premium tickets are really used for are costumes. So, like, if I went down here to the deluxe costume, that costs 2 tickets. Or the recent neon costume, that costs 3 tickets. That's the only thing that premium tickets are used for, and I think that's the only thing they should be used for, really, is for costumes. It's not a perfect system. Don't get me wrong. I'm not defending it. But it gives people a chance to buy the single costume without buying the entire bundle. And I just don't get why this would be used for the hair colors, because any other hair option, like if I just wanted to change her hairstyle, I just pay the gold coins for it. So I don't know why the hair color isn't the exact same way. You're changing the hair, so why doesn't it just cost gold instead of premium tickets. Again, I know at the end of the day, they're a company and they need to make money, but there's a line, and I feel like they've kind of crossed it. Like I said in my last rant, I think a big reason why people are pissed off is because they're basically repackaging old DLC that we already had and implementing it into this game. It's like, hey, you remember this DLC? Well, we're bringing it back. You got to pay for it again, but hey, we brought it back. And seeing this is just kind of a spit in the face, because this isn't necessarily bringing back old content and making us pay twice for it. It's bringing us something that we asked for as just like a fun off option, like just something so small as changing the color of hair, something that people have been wanting, and then making it so monetized where you have to pay for it. It's just, I can't defend that. Like I said, I've defended them on a lot of decisions that the DOA team has made in the past. I can't for this one. I really cannot. They also announced the new character, Tamaki, I think her name is, from Dead or Alive Extreme. So yeah, it is going to be a Dead or Alive Extreme rep that's going to be added into this game. I don't know how I feel about it. The trailer itself, when they released it, they added a description where it was like, oh, what's her fighting style? Well, that hasn't been disclosed yet. And on one hand, it's like I said in the previous rant, I don't think they really belong in here because they don't fight. They're from the spin-off where they talk about boobs and volleyball. But on the other hand, I guess I got what I wanted, which was more original characters. I say original with air quotes. She's been in a game before, but at least she'll have an original fighting style that we haven't seen before. Hopefully. I mean, God help us. I mean, there's always time. She could be the 5th Kasumi clone that we get. Who knows? I doubt it, but, you know. And they also changed in an update. I don't think it was this one. I think it was in the update before this. They changed the ground game in Dead or Alive 6 to make it more fluid, make it quicker. Also, they changed a bug where if you low-kicked while you were on the ground, it didn't knock somebody down when they were doing an aerial attack, which is a bug that's been in the Dead or Alive games for years. It shouldn't have even been a problem to be fixed in the first place, but I am glad that they did fix it. But yeah, this update specifically, it's pissing a lot of people off. It pissed me off, and who knows? By tomorrow morning, I could wake up, I could open up the Twitter, and then they would say, "Oh, we've seen that this has pissed people off. We're gonna make some changes, and you'll be able to pay with it, or you'll be able to pay for it with gold now." Who knows? Maybe this entire video could get invalidated by tomorrow morning. I kind of hope it does, but a small part of me doesn't think it will. Another quick closing argument that I wanted to make. So I looked at the DOA Twitter page, and I had a tweet 5 hours ago from the making of this video. The amount of player points and costume pattern parts awarded are increased for a limited period on PS4 and Xbox One, but for the sake of argument, I'm going to use PS4. Player points times 1.2 up to 1,000 player points per one time, and costume patterns times 2. So, basically, you're going to be getting a lot more gold up until March 2nd. We don't have anything to fucking spend these coins on. Most of us, like myself and many others, have already unlocked most of the costumes that we can with these coins and the hairstyles and stuff like that, so they're basically just burning a fucking hole in our pocket. So, back to the argument I had before with the hair colors, there's no reason not to make it cost player points or gold coins. We already have an abundance of them. There's not many other things that we can spend them on. In fact, there's nothing we can really spend them on. You can only spend them on costumes and hairstyles. Well, most of us have already gone through all that. So you might as well make the hair colors so we can buy them with player points. I mean, it just doesn't make any sense. I also wanted to point out, too, this video was a lot less organized, I'll say. The last video, I had somewhat of a script. I don't like to call it a script because that makes it feel artificial or disingenuous, but I had like notes down on my phone of like key points that I wanted to talk about. I just kind of freeballed this one. I didn't really know where this video was gonna go, what I was gonna say, or anything like that. So I don't know. I hope I didn't come across as too scatterbrained. I hope I explained it well enough. Like I said, I hope that by tomorrow morning or next week, this video gets invalidated and someone over at the DOA team sees this and is like, well, shit, let's change it, and then everything gets made fine. But even then, it's kind of a drop in the bucket, drop in the ocean, because there are still a lot of problems that this game faces that I hope that they change very soon. We still don't have many stages at all. We don't have any new stages. The optimistic way that I'm currently looking at it is I hope that there's a big update coming that we just don't know about, because to me anyway, to me personally, it seems like they're kind of trickling down some updates for us right now. So we're getting the costumes, which is normal. We usually get costumes pretty regularly. But then we also got this hair customization thing. So it just seems like over these past few weeks especially, they've kind of been slowly implementing content into the game to kind of tide us over. I hope that it's because there's going to be a huge update coming out, and what that huge update is, I'm not sure. I hope that it's a bunch of balance changes, a bunch of bug changes, and we get a few new stages. Not just one stage, not just two stages, a few stages. Or hell, even if they want to get super crazy, a stage editor or a stage maker. Like, you can make your own stages. I doubt very seriously that's going to happen, but, you know, just something big and huge and extravagant like that. Like I said, though, that is just the optimistic side of me, hoping that all of these updates that have been trickling down and seemingly not really listening to people very much is simply because they have something bigger, deeper down the pipeline that they're waiting to release. But who knows? Anyway, thank you for listening to me ramble once again about boobs. This time it wasn't actually about boobs. It was more about hair colors. But thank you. I'm probably gonna do another one of these if another stupid decision gets made in the coming week. I might talk about the new character, Tamaki. I'm probably not getting that right. I think it's Tamaki. Anyway, when that character comes out, I'll probably talk about her. And if they make another dumb decision, I'll talk about that. So, yeah, later.